We can talk about all the accomplishments from President Trump. We can talk about the policies. We can talk about how he's going to make America great again. But guess what? If you don't vote, you don't encourage your friends, family, people at church, your neighbors, your coworkers to do it, it simply will not happen. You say this during your rallies, and I love the sign. It says, too big to...
Right. We want to be too big, but the too big to... We're really thinking about November 5th, but it really does send a signal. If you can, get out to vote. Get your husband, get your wife, get your friends, get their friends, because we want to send a signal that we're coming. This freight train's coming, and we have to do that, and we have to do it. They call it Super Tuesday for a reason, and I think it's going to be record-setting. I hope so, but that sends the signal, because what we're really doing is we're aiming at that November 5th date, and I said it at the beginning, and I'll say it now as we close up. It's going to be, I think, the most important date and day in the history of our country. We're going to...
Yes, I got the bombshells. According to this article recently put out by the Daily Mail, Fani Willis Nathan, divorce lawyer, to stay quiet about their affair. Bombshell new court filing claims Trump persecutor case get another twist with new witness that could deliver devastating testimony. I don't know if you have seen this. At the end of the video, you will realize something that might put this lady to... It is important we take an exclusive look into what is going on exactly. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share out this video.
Look at Fani. You know, Fani is F-A-N-I. She indicted me. She wanted to indict U.S. senators for doing nothing. Indicted me for doing nothing. And it was her and a boyfriend, and he got almost $1 million. He had no experience, no nothing. Knew him a long time ago. Then she said something to the effect, I don't know much about the gentleman. They had 2,000 phone calls. I said, you know, I'm not sure I've ever called the First Lady 2,000 times, and I've been with her for a long time. I think, and they have thousands of text messages, right? But she's not sure whether or not she knows him. The whole thing is a con job. You look at what's going on in Manhattan, where Hillary Clinton, think of it, Hillary Clinton's lawyer with a big law firm leaves the firm to go into the DA's office to prosecute me. Then he leaves the DA's office and he writes a book. He writes a book. Before anything was done, he's writing a book. I mean, how illegal is that? Or take deranged Jack Smith. He's a deranged person. And look at his record. He's been overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously. These people are bad people. They were set out to do a number on me, to damage me, so that Biden could beat me, because that's the only way he can beat anybody.
Going down on this article, a new witness brought forward by a Donald Trump, by a court confidant in Georgia, claims to have overheard Fulton County DA Fani Willis speaking to the former law partner of her former lover, and gave what is being described as a warning not to talk about what he knows. Let me play some videos before we go into this.
Lena, are you going to send Keith Olbermann some of those new Trump sneakers?
Yes, I am, and I'm going to put them in a case so he can look at them forever and look at eBay and how they're selling for $450,000.
What's going on with these people? This is a crazy reaction to something everybody knew was going to happen.
You know what it reminds me of, Jesse? Do you remember in 2016 and 2020, and you had these women, they're memes now of them crying when Donald Trump won, just the outbreak. I remember waking up at 2 a.m. and watching liberals just shed liberal tears. That is what's happening. Why? Because America won today. Imagine crying because the Constitution is standing strong and we're not going to turn into Cuba. That's Trump derangement syndrome 101 right there. We're so upset because the Constitution was upheld today, because the Supreme Court showed us that we are not Cuba, we are not a third world country, we are not a banana republic, and that the things I've seen over the past 4 months in New York are not going to become America. And what does MSNBC, The View, and CNN do? They have tantrums. It's literally epic to watch, but we did say this is a clean-cut Supreme Court decision. It's constitutional. They were trying to do something that would have been hurtful to Democrats and Republicans, and that's what people need to remember. It's about America first. It's not about Trump. It's about us.
I heard Raskin, the congressman, Democrat, today say he's got some rascally plan to go back to Congress and determine that Trump's an insurrectionist. So even if he does win in November, Donald Trump, Congress could bar him from taking office. What's going on here?
Hey, why don't we also spy on his election for 2024 and then act like it didn't happen? I mean, it's what they're always doing. They double down, they triple down, and they become desperate. I'm not sure where their PR people are, but they should take a look at the polls. What they're doing is not working. And what President Trump said today was so articulate and so on point. He was calm, he was measured, and he said it very clearly. President Biden, do your job. Stop attacking me. Fight fair and square. I don't want to win this way. I want to win fair and square. You've got to take your henchmen off of me, your witch hunts, your election interference cases. And if you can walk your way to the ballot in 2024 and vote. But he is not able to do so, and that's the truth. So the desperation, as we're seeing with what they said today going to Congress, it just, they double down, they triple down. Tomorrow we'll hear more of it. But they're not realizing that the American people see straight through it, Jesse, and they're sick of it.
All right, we just want to see a fair fight. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. And I never ask for anything.
Yes, I believe you saw the meltdown on social media after the Supreme Court ruled to contest in all the state. The way the mainstream media meltdown, I have never seen that before. Going down on this article, a new witness brought forward by a Donald Trump event in Georgia claims to have overheard Fulton County DA Fani Willis speaking to the former lawyer partner of her former lover and gave what is being described as a warning not to talk about what he knows. Witness Terrence Bradley was a critical witness and key figure during court argument Friday about whether Willis and former boyfriend and special prosecutor Nathan should be disqualified from persecuting Trump and 18 event. He repeatedly testified that he could not recall information when questioned about text with another attorney about when the relationship between Willis and Wade began. Now a lawyer for the defendant, David Schaffer, says in a new filing that Cindy Lee, a prosecutor from Cook County, Georgia, had numerous in-person and other conversations with Bradley in which they discussed information about Willis and Wade. So you can see the twist coming in here, very important. This might just lead to the disqualification of this lady. Bradley told Juge that the two met during a 2019 judicial conference and that Wade began his romantic relationship with the Fulton County DA at or around this time. That will contradict testimony by Willis and Wade that the relationship did not begin until 2020 after Wade had already brought him onto the prosecution, which could be critical to whether Judge Scott finds there was an actual conflict of interest or even the appearance of one that could bomb them from the case. The filing also described an alleged meeting around September 2023 where Bradley was visiting Juge in her office and got a phone call. Ms. Juge could hear that the caller was District Attorney Willis. District Attorney Willis was calling Mr. Bradley in response to an article that was published about how much money Mr. Wade and his lawyer partner had been paid in this case, according to the filing. So you can see exactly what is going on here. We don't know if this is too late or how. We will just observe what will happen.